All right, welcome back for another Johnny Casual Mardu Panharmonicon. This is Wade with the Ivory Tower, otherwise known as the Magic Doctor. So, glad you joined us. Good luck, have fun, and we'll get started. We want to play first. So, this is, let's see, 1, 2 lands, 3 lands. Okay, we'll keep this. With a prophetic prism, we'll be fine with our colors, and 3 lands are good enough for us to get started here today. So let's drop Swamp, pass the turn. Let's see, our opponent's got a mountain. Yoti, it looks like. Alright, so we have Holdout Settlement. Let's drop our prophetic prism, so that we can play our Fire Weavers next turn. We'll draw a card. We got our Panharmonicon, so we'll see what they do and what we draw before we make our final decision. Okay, so we drew a Gear Hulk. We need to drop a land. We need to probably start... We need to get another land so we can play our Panharmonicon, but we want to try to put on a little bit of pressure at least. So let's drop our Reckless Fire Weaver and see what that will do for us. We do have Anguished Unmaking to handle any kind of serious threat. So he's green, black, and red. So our last game was a... Oh, we need another land. Our last game was a spells deck with Dynavolt Tower against this color combination, so we'll see what we've got this turn, this time. So let's go ahead and see if we can attack and get a little damage in, and it'll help give us a clue of what we're playing against here if he pops our creature. Alright, attack in. And doing some damage, so we're just going to pass the turn and hope for another land before we do much else. So, is he going to do a dig spell? Oh, he didn't. He just passed. Okay. Just let the turn go. Alright, now he's got 4. And go. Alright. Well, we still need another land. That is not good. We need to get... We've got a number of things here that'll get us a land. We've got our Pilgrim's Eye, which will go find us a land. And we've got 24 lands in this deck, so we should draw one. We really should have had another land, I think, by now, with 12 cards. So hopefully we will get one next turn, or else we're going to be still stuck. And he seems to be waiting on something, because he's got plenty of land. Alright, there's a Glimmer of Genius, so we may be against a spells deck again. I think we can do okay if we can get another land and start getting some of our card advantage engine going with our card advantage plus our board state advantage. So what's he going to take with Transgress the Mind? You got a lot of choices. What are you going to take? 3 or greater, so he can't take our Fire Weaver, but everything else he could take. So, apparently this is going to take a little bit of consideration. Alright, so he took Gaunty. He doesn't want me to see about see what he's got in his deck and possibly take something, I guess. Okay, so now our Evolving Wilds, at least that's a land for us. So we'll go get a Plains. And he goes to get land also. And we'll get a Plains. And we will attack with our Fire Weaver. And although it's dangerous, I'm going to go ahead and play the next Fire Weaver now. and we'll see what kind of triggers we can get off if they survive or if he sweeps them. So if he can take out both of our Fire Weavers, we won't get any triggers off with the Panharmonicon. But if they survive and we're able to drop a Panharmonicon, that'll do 4 damage simply by putting the Panharmonicon into play. So let's see what he does. 4, casting cost, Jace, okay. 5, all right. He doesn't realize, I guess, that unless he's got a ceremonious rejection, which he could have, I suppose. So, in this case, let's be cautious. Let's be cautious. We do have 2 Panharmonicons. We could get into Jace for 4. But rather, I think, let's try this. Let's drop our Filigree. He can ceremoniously reject it, or he doesn't. So we will redirect this damage to Jace. And then we will attack into Jace. Putting some more pressure on him here. And then if he wants to return a creature to my hand, he will have to sacrifice his Jace. So he doesn't. He just wants to get a card advantage. So he's got 9 cards in hand. What's he going to do? And he played Jace knowing I had a Anguished Unmaking, so maybe he was just trying to bait that Anguished Unmaking also. Well, Radiant Flames, that's what I was afraid could happen. He's got 3, he's got up enough for counter. So what's he going to do? Alright, so we'll drop our Evolving Wilds and we'll go get get another Plains, because we're about to go fetch something with a Pilgrim's Eye if we can drop it. So let's see if we can drop our first Panharmonicon. Or if he's planning on countering that. Alright, that's what I was expecting, was a counter for that. So let's end the turn and see what happens. So he could have countered our Anguished Unmaking also. With the negate. Alright, I would like to have another land, which I could play. 3. Alright, let's make him counter our next Panharmonicon. Yep, I figured he had a Ceremonious Rejection, leaving that 1 mana up before. Alright, so now we really would like to be able to get a little bit more land. And he's ticking that Jace up pretty bad. We need to get in there and thing in the ice, okay. Another thing in the ice. Alright, well we're going to see about Anguished Unmaking the Jace this turn. But before that, going to play a Reckless Fire Weaver and see. We will either pop Jace with these. Alright, we'll bring him down a little bit. Use Pilgrim's Eye, yes. We will go get another swamp. And yes. Yes, to redirect that. Alright. So, I imagine he's got a full suite of counter magic in there, so makes it difficult for us, but not impossible. Alright, so we've got another Anguished Unmaking. Let's attack Jace. Use Galvanic Bombardment. And block. Okay. We will pass the turn and try to Anguished Unmaking on his turn so that we can get him tapped out for our turn if everything works. Okay, so he killed our Fire Weaver, and he's going to just try to pass the turn, in which case we will Anguished Unmaking a Jace. And he will negate that, as expected. And then we will Anguished Unmaking a Jace. And see, is he going to let that resolve or not? No, he's going to counter it with a Void Shatter, flipping his horrors. And now, probably only having, shouldn't have any more counterspells, I hope. Will be a lot of counterspells in his hand if he did. So, now we will Noxious Gear Hulk. And kill a horror. And gain ourselves 8 life, which will give us an extra turn on the other horror, should he choose to attack. Taking a long time to decide. Oh, goodness. That was me waiting Thought I was waiting on him. Okay. Yes, use the ability. Alright. Now he can... What is he going to do? He could return our Gear Hulk, which probably wouldn't be great for him, unless he's thinking he can... Okay, well, he has Harnessed Lightning with energy. Where did he get energy from? I think Glimmer of Genius earlier, huh? Okay, so now he can ultimate his Jace next turn if I can't get in there to do something about it. So, all right. I guess perhaps in some circles, a deck like this would be considered just for fun. I'm not sure that I could play one and consider it just for fun, but we're going to see here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to Prophetic Prism. Okay, see if we can get a card. All right, we're going to play a land. And then we're going to stop in his upkeep and Anguished Unmaking his Jace on his turn. All right, let's see what he does. Torrential Gear Hulk, of course. All right, well, let's just concede this. All right. All right, that's that. No need hanging around and waiting for that. Okay, so I could put Unlicensed Disintegration, another Anguished Unmaking, some Eldrazi Displacers in here. Cataclysmic Gear Hulk probably don't need. We'll take our Visionary Augmenter out. I need 2 more to go. Our Familiar is not going to be great. It is helpful, so we will take 2 of those out. Alright, well, we got a little more destruction for the thing in the ice. And we'll see if we can just get something down quick enough to be a problem. Okay, we'll keep this. We'll drop our Evolving Wilds and go fetch a Plains. And then we'll pass our turn. So if we draw Prophetic Prism, that would be or a Reckless Fireweaver, that would be a turn 2 play. And we didn't, so we will drop a Swamp and pass. And then we'll play a Pilgrim's Eye and then a Gonti into our Noxious Gear Hulk. That's our plan, provided we don't get anything else to do. So hopefully we can get a Gonti and we can snag his Jace or one of his other creatures or useful spells. Pilgrim's Eye. Is he thinking about ceremoniously rejecting it? No. Well, he didn't do it. He may have thought about it. Alright, let's just get a second mountain because we can. And we'll pass the turn. Pass through his turn, see if he does anything other than just pass as we expected. Alright, now, well, let's attack first. That's the smart thing to do. At least we may think we're trying to fake him out. Alright, Gonti, Lord of Luxury, and he resolves. So let's look at his deck. Alright, Insidious Will, counter target spell, or Unlicensed Disintegration. Let's take Insidious Will. Alright. And he kills Gonti, which is no big deal. Gonti did what Gonti's supposed to do. So... thing in the ice. Alright. Let's see here. We will attack in. And we ought to be able to kill his thing in the ice. With our Gear Hulk. Oh, we need one more. Huh. Alright, we gotta remember that, Wade. We can play another Gonti. Get another spell. Maybe some more counter magic. Well, I think negate would be a good one for us to have. And we will end the turn. And now we can play some counter magic. And if we draw one of our ally encampments, we can bounce Gonti and keep getting cards out of his deck. So, let's... He only has 2, so he should not be able to counter... Well, he could counter an artifact, I guess. Our Gear Hulk. But he doesn't. So we will get that. And attack with everybody. And next turn, we will just sit back and hold our counters and try to keep the board state clear if we can, unless he can sweep. So he's got 5 mana available. There's an Unlicensed Disintegration. Okay, so we still got 4. That still gives him still a 3-turn clock, and I've got 2 counters, which he doesn't count on. He can't count on. So let's drop a Shambling Vent, and then let's just attack and see what happens. Alright, so that's, we've got a 4-turn clock. We can actually speed it up a little bit next turn with the Shambling Vent. And we've got 2 counters. Counter, choose new targets, or copy. So thing in the ice. That would not be much of a problem because Gonti has Death Touch. So we'll drop that, we'll pop it, and go get a mountain, and we will attack. He'll take it. Down to 6, we'll pass the turn. Glimmer of Genius. You know what? I think we will negate that. And we still are able to do Insidious Will. counter another creature. Harness Lightning. What do we do here? I think we let it go through. Alright, Angel of Invention. Still like for us to get a colorless mana. We don't have that yet. It's 2/3 with lifelink. Let's attack in. We had colorless, we could pop the thing in the ice and let it come back in with new counters, which we can we can blink it anyway once it's transformed, and we should be fine. There's Jace, and Jace we will counter. But he negates it, so that's good. He's going to get Jace. Attack for 7, let's see. But he's tapped out. So what can we do? Well, we've got a couple of things. We still haven't drawn any of our colorless mana, so that's kind of terrible. Alright, so he's got 4 cards in hand. We will get rid of Jace, because Jace is annoying. And we will play Fabrication, or Angel of Invention, and make servos. And we're done. So we can fly over for 2. We've got some chump blockers. He'll need to use some removal, but we've got 3 different targets, so unless he's got Radiant Flames or Sweeper, we'll be okay. We've only got to get 5 damage in. We've got 6 on the board. So we've got 3-turn clock in the air and a 1 turn if he attacks. So you're going to attack? Well, I will not block, knowing you're probably going to kill off something, but we'll see. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do what we need to do. 1, 2, and 3, and make our Shambling Vent a creature. And attack in with everybody. Torrential Gearhulk to buy back what? Harness Lightning, maybe? Unlicensed Disintegration, which now does 3 damage to me. Alright, what are you going to block, Gearhulk? You're going to block the vent. You're going to take that. Okay. Well, I think we've got to put creatures on the board. There's our Eldrazi Displacer. Okay. All right. Comes down to this. Can he kill the Pilgrim's Eye? Well, he has a fumarole, so that's a fourth creature. So I have to block one. We'll block and kill the fumarole. All right. Well, there we go. That's the match. Didn't do so well, but anyway, hope you enjoyed the game, and like, subscribe if you would. This is Wade from the Ivory Tower, also known as the Magic Doctor. I want you to keep brewing, and let's join me for some more Johnny Casual games in the near future. Thanks a lot.